Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mr. Joshua with another custom action figure review. And today I'd like to show off to you guys the custom I've had in my garage for a while. Never done a video on it yet. This is my custom Power Rangers Lightning Black Sphinx. Black King Sphinx, I should say. I bought this figure at retail price earlier in the year of 2021. I'm not really sure what he retailed at, but he was, fairly cheap. And I've always wondered what would King Sphinx look like if he was, recolored in black. And so, when I had a time, I actually took this figure, I tossed him into some black dye, and I dyed him pretty black. And he came out pretty cool looking. He actually looks like an evil, Egyptian god king thing that flies around with a big fucking snake on his forehead. And he came out really, really cool. The only parts I didn't dye on him were his chest and his wings. I had to paint those matte black because with hard plastics you can't really dye those without the plastic warping. And with this, figure costing me retail price, I really didn't want to, fuck myself over 30 bucks or whatever it was. It would have pissed me off. But either way, he came out great. I got him straight from the box, and he comes with all the accessories. His alternate hands are also black with gray claws. And what inspired me to do this figure too is the fact that I'm a real Halloween buff. I love Halloween, and that's where the orange and gold came from, and the black. So maybe we can call him the Halloween King Sphinx if you want. But he was a great figure to, customize. And again, I've always wanted to see what he'd look like if you were black instead of gray, and he looks more evil, more like, fucked up in a good way. I think this guy took me about 2 weeks to do because, again, I've been working 60-hour shifts as a truck driver back to back. And, with Pepsi, they don't really give a shit about their drivers. And all they do is lie to us. Yeah, guys, as soon as, wintertime hits, you guys can be working maybe 40 hours a week. And it's like, alright, motherfuckers, well, it's February. It's been snowing like crazy out. And, you guys are still pushing 60 hours a week on us. WTF for that. But anyways, the money's good, though. I'm happy about that. But this figure, again, he's really nice looking. I think the dyeing process itself, with the legs and arms, the dyeing process took me about 3 hours because I just wanted the black to be as black as possible. And what's really cool about it is, I don't know if you can see it right in here and here and here, but the shading that was done on the original figure came out gray, which, gives it a really good, texture look to it. As you can see, I don't know, man, he came out awesome. I really, really like the way he came out. And I even got in here into the eyes and whatnot, just, redid everything. Redid the eyes bright red, gave him some gray teeth. Dude, he looks very menacing. I even had to repaint this part too, and I even repainted the gold as well. And give the gold a matte clear coat on that, so that way it doesn't look too shiny. It looks, dull gold, like he's been around for centuries, But his articulation is still exactly the same. The dyeing process absolutely did nothing to the joints, articulation. Everything is exactly the same. And again, the reason why it took me such a long time to dye the figure is because, one, I wanted to make sure it's super black, and two, when you're dyeing figures like this, you want to make sure that you're dyeing the joints as well. One of the things that I do realize about dyeing figures, when you're doing the joints, you want to make sure that when you first dye a figure, you dye a figure like this. Make sure the arm is, straight out. And then when you bend over like this, make sure you bend it all the way back, so that way you'll get these parts too. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why it's a little bit difficult doing the joints. you would think, tossing an arm or something into a boiling water of dye will, dye the whole entire joint as well, but it doesn't for some weird reason. It's like when you have it in a bent mode or straight, it just kind of blocks the dye from coming in there and dyeing properly. It's weird. I've had that problem ever since I started dyeing years ago. Dyeing figures. But yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this guy a solid 9. It's fucking awesome. No, there's nothing else that I can find about this figure that I don't like. I like this figure. I like him a lot. It's great. Actually, there's a part right in here. I didn't do these joints because, the joints, they're going to be on paint and they're just going to, rub right off. It just wasn't worth it, in my opinion. But, actually, yeah, the only complaint I have on this figure is that he's bigger than Goldar, which kind of pisses me off. It's like these new villains that they're coming out with, the monsters, like they're overly sized, in my opinion. And it's like, in my opinion, they should have made figures like King Sphinx and Goldar, maybe even the Pumpkin Rapper, all about the same size. It would have just been better, because all these figures, they just tower over Goldar, and I remember Goldar was a fucking huge, beast of a villain. And I don't think King Sphinx ever like towered over him like he does with the figures. I think they're about the same size. So if they were about the same size, I would have been like more happier about that. But it is what it is. I'm just happy to have this guy in my collection for now. And I am going to be selling this figure, so if anyone's interested, leave a comment. If not, you can find it on eBay. It's no big deal. Comes with all the parts and accessories. I'm just going to throw the box away because it's going to cost too much just to ship the box, and I don't think anybody wants to spend an extra $12 for that unless they want it. But that's all they have for this figure, and if you guys like my videos, please like and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.